Okay, goalies, you know when your lower back gets tight, kind of down in here on either side, and you stretch it out and it kind of feels a bit better for like 2 minutes and then it just tightens up again. Today I have a really great exercise for you that is going to help reduce that strain and doesn't even require any stretching. It takes about 2 minutes. Let me show you. Lower back stiffness is a really common complaint that I hear from goalies. And not only is it uncomfortable and kind of distracting, but it also can limit your mobility in your butterfly or RVH. So they want to stretch it. And it makes sense, right? This feels stiff, I want to stretch it. But there's always a reason why muscles don't just randomly decide, oh, I'm going to be really tight. So there's a reason why those muscles are in that shortened position or that concentric orientation and creating that pressure and stress. And not only are those muscles tight, and that's what you feel, but they're also compressing those tissues and they're compressing your discs, and it's adding strain to your low back. A lot of times it has to do with just the position of the bony segments. The position of our bony segments impacts how we use our muscles. So if let's say for example, we have that anterior pelvic tilt that we talk about, you can see how tilting the pelvis anteriorly puts these muscles, or would put these muscles, in a shortened position, making them stiff. And it's not just, sometimes it's like, well, yes, tight hip flexors, yes, that can sort of pull you into this position, but that can also be compensation patterns and habits. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to give you a really quick exercise, going to create a little bit more expansion back in here so that you're not kind of stuck in that inhale type of position. Think if I told you to take as big an inhale as you could, you'd go a lot, I'm exaggerating a bit, but a lot of you are stuck in that inhale position. So we want to get you so that you can kind of get in this exhale position. I know it sounds a little bit woo-woo, but honest to goodness, give it a try, because it's going to impact not only reduce that tension in your low back, but it's also going to help you be better at breathing, and it's going to improve how you can use your hips.
Oh, quick!
Here's exactly how to do it. You're going to need a pillow. Yeah, like go get a pillow or a big cushion, and I'll meet you right back here. One of you commented in the videos because you saw that I had a couple little pillows down here and you thought maybe Paul was making me sleep down, but not yet. Anyway, not yet. So let me walk you through how we're going to do this. You're going to sit on a bench or a chair, something where your hips and knees are pretty much at 90 degrees. You're going to kind of roll this pillow up a little bit because we want it sort of right up in your belly. And then your arms are going to be reached out at, like, doesn't have to be exactly, but kind of roughly like a 45-degree angle. And then from here, I'm going to just kind of reach a little bit through my elbows. My palms are facing me. I'm going to reach through my elbows. My feet stay flat on the floor. My neck is kind of in neutral, so I'm not looking up like this. You can see from the side, I'm a little bit rounded forward. So my neck is just in that neutral position. I'm gazing right about there on the floor. And now I'm going to bring my tongue to the roof of my mouth, and I'm going to breathe in through my nose. And as I breathe in through my nose, I'm going to think about feeling expansion through this posterior compartment of my rib cage almost. I'm going to feel like I'm expanding my back. So, breathing in through my nose, expanding my backside, and then I'm going to just breathe out through my mouth, just letting that air out. So not blowing it out or anything, just letting all that air come out. I'm going to actively reach just a little bit with my elbows, like a 2 out of 10 effort. And consciously feel that expansion of your back. The other thing I want you to keep in mind while you do this, your neck has to stay relaxed. So if you're getting to the end of your inhalation and you're like, and you can feel the muscles in your neck come on, that's too much. So just go as far as you can, as big a breath as you can, without your neck kicking on. So you would do that for about 5 to 6 breaths. You can do it a couple times throughout the day. Even if you work at a desk, it's not perfect. You kind of want that cushion, but if you work at a desk, you could just put your elbows on the desk, get that little bit of a round forward, reaching through your elbows, and do 5 or 6 breaths like that. It's going to help your low back feel, it's going to feel a bit better, maybe not as good as when you just like crank on it, but over time it is actually going to help solve the problem. And like I said, it's going to kind of improve the positioning of your joints so that everything down the chain works a little bit better. It's a little bit out there because we like to, when something feels tight, we like to stretch it, but just give it a try. Work on it for 3 or 4 days and you will notice a difference. I learned this exercise from a guy named Connor Harris, who is a personal trainer, but really smart guy about biomechanics and relative motions of joints and that kind of thing. And so I've been playing around with it a little bit since the summertime, and it's been good for the goalies that I work with. I had one goalie who is knows a fair amount, enough to be dangerous, but knows quite a bit about training. I'm kind of a gym geek as well. And so he was, he had tight back, and he was like, oh my, I think my quadratus lumborum is this and that. And he'd been, using cars and pails and rails. And I mean, those things are great tools, but sometimes we just have to create a little bit of space so that your muscles aren't stuck in that position. We need, as I talked about earlier, we need to get you out of that inhalation posture and make it so that, not so that you're permanently in your exhalation posture, but so that you sort of have a nice ebb and flow between the two. So it was hard because he was used to attacking the problem rather than just sort of creating an environment for the muscles to do what they needed to do. But he did buy in and he did it, and it wasn't like a day or two, but over about 2 weeks, it really dramatically decreased that lower back tightness that he'd been dealing with for more than one season. So it does work, but you need to be sort of mindful of what you're doing and be a little more gentle with it. So if lower back stiffness has been a thing that's been giving you some trouble limiting how you can move on the ice, or just making you feel like you're 20 years older than you should be, give this technique a try. It is safe to do every single day. You can do it a couple times throughout the day. Again, just about 5 or 6 breaths to create some of that expansion. If you want more mobility exercises, specifically a program that will give you a wider butterfly flare in 14 days or less, that would be the brand new Butterfly Challenge 4.0. So this is the newest version. I completely redid it. I'll put the link in the description if you want to get that. But so far it's helped, the Butterfly Challenge as a franchise has helped more than 10,000 goalies get a wider butterfly flare in 14 days or less. So that's not bad. And it is free. So that's not bad either. Give this a try. If you just like the idea of hugging a pillow, give me a thumbs up. I will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. I love you guys.